Dr. Eileen Andrews, a woman who is known as the Kong Whisperer, is recruited by Dr. Nathan Lind, a man known as the Hollow Earth Whisperer, who is recruited by Walter Simmons, a tech billionaire who's known as the Money Whisperer, who recruits his daughter, Maya Simmons, a beautiful woman who doesn't really do anything in this movie. Some are there to get Kong. Some are there to save Kong. Will we find out which is which? Let's find out as we discuss the 2021 classic, Godzilla vs. Kong.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Flick-Faced Flick-Faced Podcast.
Flick-Faced Podcast.
Not a good way to start this podcast.
Not a good way.
I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. I'm Jonah.
I'm Portuguese Fausto.
I'm Johnny.
And this week we are discussing the 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong.
It's a classic.
It is. Instant classic.
Yes.
Instant classic.
And if you're watching on YouTube, we would appreciate if you subscribe to this channel and even like the video. It helps us out. We're trying to grow the YouTube channel now. So make sure to subscribe.
Only you can subscribe to this video.
And if you're
like
listening...
Smokey the Bear. What is his name? Smokey the Bear?
Smokey Robinson.
No. The bear.
Oh, Smokey the Bear.
Is it Smokey the Bear?
Little Smokey?
Is it just that? Smokey the Bear?
I think so. And then his
Seems
son
like
is
there
like
should be
Little
more.
Smokey or something?
He had a little Smokey? Was a
Think
smaller
so?
bear?
I think so.
He had a smaller bear called Little Smokey?
It's his son.
There was another bear? A little one?
He adopted it because there was a forest fire and the little bear was misplaced.
Oh, I see.
It was a real sad story.
Tell us more.
Anyway, if you are listening, you could go over to YouTube, type in Flick-Faced, and check out the video version.
Yeah.
And make sure to subscribe there because we'd greatly appreciate that. All right, so let's get into Godzilla vs. Kong. We didn't watch
All the
Godzilla.
movies.
Yeah, we didn't.
We couldn't. I did not have the energy to go through all the Godzilla movies.
They're not as...
This was quite the endeavor that we went upon just to watch all the Kong movies.
Well, I will say that Godzilla is not as good of a premise as Kong, because Kong has like the island, there's like the people, there's like the natives on the island, there's Kong, there's all the creatures on the island. There's just a lot there, and like they have the whole story between like him and Anne, and like I don't know, there's just like there's
more
there's
to
a lot to it.
And also because
Godzilla is just like comes out of the water, blows everything up with
just
the
a
atomic
terrifying
breath,
lizard.
stops
Kong
one of the other monsters.
has some life to him.
Right.
He's got facial expressions.
Yep.
People can relate to him a little more.
Did you notice that they tried to kind of give Godzilla facial expressions?
They
too?
did. He definitely had a lot more face to him.
How'd you feel about that?
I don't know. It was kind of all over the place. There were some scenes, like when they're in Hong Kong and like some lighting is on him, he looked terrifying. And then there was other scenes when he's kind of like smirking. Like he kind of looks at the camera and he's like, and I'm like, what are you doing, Godzilla?
Like Jim in The Office, where he's just
yeah. That's kind of how it was.
like Kong would hit, knock down a building, and then Godzilla would look right in the camera and go,
Tyler, I feel like you're only talking to Johnny right now.
oh, Jonah.
Oh, hey. The person who
part of
actually
this
puts the
podcast,
podcast together and everything. He's in the room, I guess.
I didn't really feel like talking to you today, so I was just going to mainly do me and Johnny. You can kind of take a backseat for this one.
All right, I'll just
Well,
sit back and
you
relax.
guys hung out on Saturday. I didn't hang out.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Saturday.
Johnny
I wonder if that's it.
That might be it.
I got
tired of him.
I got my
Tired of
weekly
him.
dose of Jonah.
Yeah.
So when Tyler texted and said, we doing Godzilla vs. Kong, and I just I was going to ask, should we do the Godzilla movies? But then you said that. I'm like, yeah, let's just do that. That's a lot easier.
I just did a quick synopsis of the Godzilla movies before I watched this one. Because there is lore that takes place in
there's
the
some
other
stuff
movies.
in there,
yeah.
So after I watched Godzilla vs. Kong, I was kind of just I kind of want to watch the Godzilla King of the Monsters, the second Godzilla movie, to kind of see what happened in that movie, if that helps understand anything that happened in this movie. And I watched it and actually was kind of pleasantly surprised. It wasn't terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Godzilla King of Monsters?
That one was harshly reviewed compared to the first
that was a
Godzilla
rough
movie.
one.
I actually watched both. I watched the first Godzilla and then I watched the second one. So
The first Godzilla, the one with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
He's not really in it, but I like that one. That one.
It was good.
Godzilla King of Monsters, I felt like was... Because the first Godzilla was very it was kind of slow, but it was... I don't know. It was just different. I liked it.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a new concept too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And then Godzilla King of Monsters, I feel was very much a return to form of all the other Godzilla movies, where it's I don't know, it was kind of like zany and like people were
Yeah.
like cracking jokes and
Also, in
like
those
it.
movies,
Super
like
corny.
the
Yeah.
death toll has to just be like catastrophic.
Oh my gosh.
Hong Kong
Even
is
in this one.
disappeared.
Hong Kong is gone.
Hey, there's nothing
And nobody,
left.
there was not a single person like, oh my gosh, like our economy
There
is
was
ruined.
no kind of reference to it at all
Oh
or
my
anything.
People's jobs, their lives, everything just turned upside down.
Let's get into lamps and slams.
Wait, before we get into lamps and slams,
Yes.
I want to plug the Patreon because we release weekly episodes on there. We call them the Aftercast. We
Yeah.
record after we record,
Right.
and just kind of wind down and chill.
It's a lot like, let's call this the main course, right? So you sit down to, what's a good restaurant? What's a restaurant that we all know and love?
Mexicasa.
Mexicasa, right? That's a local restaurant. Everyone might not get that reference, but let's go with it. Mexicasa is this weird Mexican restaurant that Jonah loves. It has the weirdest Mexican food I've ever had, but there is something to it. There is something to it
There
that
might be a
is-
cockroach in there.
There
You don't know.
You might see a
You don't
cockroach
know.
run by, but
Yeah.
you forgive it because the tacos are like $2.
Exactly.
You get a plate of tacos with rice and beans for $2. So that's the main course. But then after the main course, you're like, well, that was salty, that was savory, that was crunchy, that was good, that was spicy. But now I'm in the mood for sweet. So what do I do for that impulse? And then the waitress will come to you and she will say, well, we have other food that you can order, sweeter food that you can eat just for the purpose of eating extra food. I'm sure you're not really hungry, but you just want to continue to eat because you're enjoying the experience so much. And those options would be something like a mud pie. Those options would be something like a brownie with a scoop of ice cream on top. Those options would be a churro with a scoop of ice cream on top. Those options might be a scoop of ice cream with a scoop of ice cream on top. And that's what the Aftercast is, really.
I was waiting.
You have.
I almost put an end to
And I
it.
could see it in your eyes. And that's what the Aftercast is. Like, yeah, there's some substance to
And you
this.
know what
but
else
if you
is
want a
too-
little bit more.
I picture the Aftercast as more as like you're at Chili's.
Right.
You get the 2 for $25 with the El Presidente Margs, of course. You're there with your date.
Well, you got to get
The
marks.
Presidente Marg comes out. They're shaking it. They're having a good time. You're like, you're having a good time.
The
You're
man
having
lays on the
fun.
trumpet.
Exactly. They pour the Marg in front of you. You drink the Marg.
Right.
And you're like, oh man, I'm out of Marg. But then you realize they left the shaker right there.
Let me add this
There's more
disclaimer.
margarita in the shaker
Do they
for
really
you.
do that
Yeah,
at
yeah, they do.
Chili's?
And so the Aftercast is kind of the more Marg in the shaker.
I was not
ball
planning
move.
on this plug for Patreon to go this long.
Yeah.
I was going to mention it in passing,
Right.
but they decided to take that and run with it. It is
Yeah.
only $2. For $2 a month, you could
Yeah.
get at least 4 extra episodes of this podcast,
which
plus
is really,
some extra content.
which is really just like 50 cents an episode.
It's nothing.
And it helps us
nothing.
out a tremendous amount. And we
does.
really appreciate it.
We're
So-
starving.
really appreciate
We're
it.
hungry.
That
we make
is
no money.
the Patreon. Check it
Yeah.
out, flickface.com. You can find the
Yeah.
links there, or Patreon/flickface. And let's get into lamps and slamps.
And Lamps and Slamps. This is the segment of the show where we discuss the things we like about the movie, the lamps, and the things we don't like about the movie, the slamps. I will start us out with a lamp. What a twist. We look at Kong. He's taking a bath in a waterfall. He's picking up a tree, takes all the branches off. You're
Nice
like, oh,
music,
what's he
nice
going to
happy
do? What's he
music
going to
going
do?
on.
He hurls it at the sky, and it sticks into the sky a la The Truman Show. He's in The Truman Show.
Yeah, I was kind of like a
threw me
slam
off.
that they copied the Truman
Did you
Show.
watch The Truman Show recently?
No, I haven't yet.
John still. We should
Did I
do that
spoil
movie.
it?
on
Let's
this
do that
podcast.
next.
Yeah. John hasn't seen it.
All right, great. I'm into it.
Yeah, that was one of my. I don't know if it was a lamp or a slam, but it just reminded me of the Truman Show.
It was a good, was it a good twist? Did it get you?
It was
Yeah,
a
it got
lamp
me.
for me.
Okay.
I just the whole opening was kind of a lamp for me.
Yeah.
I had a good time with it because it put me in a
fun.
good mood, and I was like, "Oh, Kong's here."
It was kind
He's
of a
happy, and then
slam.
I was like, "Oh,
that they allow this little girl to go next to this giant monkey just willy nilly whenever she wants,
Right,
and like he could like very easily accidentally step on her,
right.
like no problem at all. If she's like under a tree, he's not looking.
Plus, she is deaf,
Yeah.
which just adds an extra layer of danger to the whole scenario.
Right.
Because she couldn't even hear him coming.
She would probably feel like the vibrations of
okay."
the ground.
It's so
like-
many times
Oh,
in
yeah, I
the movie,
forgot
she had-
she like puts her hand
I
on the
forgot she had
ground.
the superpower of
Yeah.
deaf. Is that okay? Is that accurate? If someone's deaf, like, can they feel vibrations?
All their other sensors get elevated.
Is that actually true?
That's that's an actual
Tyler,
thing.
you could
So,
feel
like, there-
vibrations. It's just you don't really need to.
Can I? Someone bang a wall. I mean, I feel it a little bit.
If you were deaf, you would feel all of it.
Interesting. So Daredevil is a possibility. Like someone could actually
Oh yeah,
become Daredevil.
I feel like that's a thing.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I have a overall lamp for this movie
Yeah.
that it clocks in at under 2 hours.
It is brief. It is mercifully brief.
I was
and
reading-
I love him for it.
The director, when he was interviewed on it, he just likes movies under 2 hours, and he says, if you want to make a movie over 2 hours, you better have a good reason for it to be that long. And
Yep.
he says,
Yep.
a lot of
That is
the
so true.
he says if this movie would have been 3 hours, it wouldn't have been a lot of monsters fighting. It just would have been people talking about monsters fighting. And like, I appreciate that. Like, just know you
Thank
don't
you,
have to make a
director.
3-hour movie to make a 3-hour movie.
I did like
you.
that. Like this movie didn't take itself seriously. Like it was like a giant monkey and a giant lizard are gonna fight each other, and that's what this movie is. And we're not gonna apologize for it.
Right?
Yeah,
We're not
so I
going
did like that.
to take our time trying to explain it. We're just going
Nope.
to show it to you.
Straight into it. Like straight into it. We see Kong. Straight into it. We see Godzilla.
I like how they set it all up too. They're like, oh, we need to get Kong to this power source
Right.
that we kind of need.
Right.
And then that's how they take Kong out of his captivity, and that's how. And I love how they just kind of explain it like Godzilla is the alpha, and he doesn't like any other Titans around.
Yeah.
And that's the
Right.
whole premise behind their fight.
That's fair.
He senses anything that's a threat to him, and he's just like, I'm gonna mess that up.
Well, I guess they both have that purpose of like they keep everything balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
makes
they
sense.
both kind of share that role, which I thought was
Right.
interesting because in the last movie, what happened to all the Titans? There's a bunch of Titans that were around that like bowed to Godzilla because he's the king of the monsters.
Yeah.
And like, did he kill all of them?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
Oh,
confused.
yeah.
What
He killed him.
happened there?
Yeah, this movie's supposed to take place 5 years after that movie, so I'm not
5
sure.
years. I feel like Millie Bobby Brown would have been 5 years older. She looked the same age.
Billy Bobby Brown.
Millie Bobby Brown. How do you,
That
you like
leads-
her? You like Millie Bobby
That
Brown?
leads me to a slam. I did not care for any of the scenes that involved her or that fat nerd.
Okay, well, and we don't body shame on this podcast, John. Listen, we're not all thin, 6'5".
That was actually one of my.
Okay, that kid is hilarious though. In Deadpool 2, he was great.
Okay, he's
They
great in
wasted
Deadpool
him.
2.
They wasted him.
He was cringe in this.
They didn't
movie.
have him do a single funny
Nothing.
thing. Why do you get that kid? That kid has such
I
good.
guess like he served the purpose of he poured the coffee on the server
Yeah,
thing
but
at
like
the end.
that kid
That's
is
it though.
he's a funny kid. He's
Yeah.
a good actor.
Yeah.
Do more with him.
All the lines were cringe. Just nothing lined
come
up
on.
with that whole
Come
kid's
on.
story arc.
My
I could have done
slam
without that.
is that that whole subplot with those two and the podcast guy.
Yeah.
That was just so boring. I didn't like it.
Awful.
I didn't think it was
Hated it.
funny.
Although I was like, ooh, a podcast and a movie that we're doing a podcast on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, I didn't understand how the podcaster guy he had a little flask of whiskey that he kept on him, and then he said
gun
like
holster.
if like when this goes empty, like it'll all be over. Like what was
like-
it?
Yeah. He was like, if this goes empty, like I'll be dead or something.
it was like his
Something
wife
along
gave
those
it to him or something. I thought that's what he said.
and so he never
That's
drank
so
the whiskey
weird and
out of it.
dramatic. Like people, I don't know, man. That was weird. That
All right,
was weird.
here's
to
a
me. I
slam.
didn't like it.
In the beginning of the movie, when Godzilla shows up,
Yeah.
first off, why aren't they like tracking him better, like and giving way more warning when he's about to run into a city? But here is a slam. If you're in a fighter jet with guided missiles, don't fly close enough for him to hit you down. That's simple. You can fire that thing from a mile away
It's a
and it'll hit
common
him.
theme in these movies.
Yeah, well, and
everything flies too close.
And it's a continuing slam for Jonah. He doesn't like when planes get so close that the monster
it
can
happened
get
twice
them.
in this movie.
This is probably the
Twice.
worst iteration too, because you're in a fighter jet with guided missiles.
Those were like F-35s too, the most advanced fighter
You could-
like stealth jet ever existed.
But you know what? I get it because you're in the jet and you're far away and you're like, man, that's a big lizard. Like I wonder what his face looks like. Let me just
He's
get a
doing
little
a lot
bit.
of facial
Let
expressions.
me get a little bit closer. Is he winking at the camera? I gotta get a look at this.
Those jets, you could fire a missile halfway around the world and still hit a needle on the other side. Like that's how.
Is that true?
I don't
Yeah,
know, probably.
no, it's true. It's true.
You said that with so much confidence, and you go,
You
I don't
could
know.
fire that thing just a couple hundred yards away. That's all.
So when
That's all I'm asking.
those jets, so I'm pretty sure those were F-35s that they were showing off. Those just came out while I was in the Air Force, and so when I was meteorologist, I was in charge of Red Flag in Las Vegas, which is a big like fighter jet kind of like competition that they do over there.
Yeah.
And at one point, they had like 30 jets up in the sky, and they were doing like a simulated dogfight, and they didn't tell any of the jets that they released an F-35, and the F-35 like killed all of those jets without them even knowing it. That there was an F-35 out there.
And like he
These
killed them
jets
for
are
real.
insane. Yeah, everybody
Oh, they
died.
manslaughtered. Huh?
Everybody died. When I was doing like all the stuff, I saw it on radar. I was like, what's that signature on the radar? And then everyone just boop, boop, boop. I was like, what is going on? And all the jets are like, what's happening?
You know what they say? You leave the Air Force two ways. You leave in a body bag or you leave behind
Blood in,
bars.
blood out, baby. Blood in, blood out.
Okay,
All right.
you got a lamp?
I got a lamp.
Okay, go.
I got a lamp. So when they touch fingers, little girl and Kong, they touch fingers.
Yeah.
I really thought it was a missed opportunity for him not to go, be good.
Yeah, that is a bit of a missed opportunity.
Kind of an ET ripoff too.
Yeah. So does the one lady own Kong? How does this work?
It seems like she is the Kong whisperer, and like she studied Kong for 10 years on Skull Island, and I think she is just the foremost / only person who knows.
Here's
Kong.
what leads me to a slamp, though.
Yes.
How the heck did they not know that the little girl and Kong were speaking sign language to each other this whole time?
That's a
It's
fair
pretty
point.
obvious.
That's a
How?
fair point.
He was under constant observation under a dome.
Well, I have a good answer for you, John. You ready for it? So they can have that moment in the movie.
Did that?
Wow.
You've been
Sign?
talking to Kong the whole time. What? Yeah, we needed to build up to that.
And then also, how much like medicine do you need to sedate
I
something
can't
that
even
big?
imagine.
Like just barrels and barrels.
You just need a few bottles of chloroform, as we saw in the 2005 King Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like that, the little girl's like allowed to just go out and see him, and it's fine. And I don't know.
Well,
They
by
trust him. They trust Kong.
by that point, like they have an established like relationship.
Yeah.
They
So I
know
watched
what's up.
when I
They
watched-
understand that Kong isn't there to attack people outright.
and why they
He's
chain
just
him
kinda
up.
there.
But like Jonas says, like,
You're right.
I mean, he sneezes in the wrong direction, and that little girl's going to burst her eardrums and be deaf. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh, maybe
that
that's how
doesn't
she
matter.
became deaf.
This movie just got a lot
Except if
darker.
it ruptures her eyeballs.
Yeah.
But then it
And
would
we
just,
have a
but then it would
problem.
just strengthen the other senses. So for every sense you lose, does it double the other
You
senses?
just keep building on
So
one sense.
so at the end of it, you're just left with smelling like you're the best smeller on earth.
You know what it reminds me of is that scene in The Boys when they hire they want to hire the superhero that's blind.
Oh, that was so.
Spoilers, everyone.
You don't need eyes when you have super ears.
Yeah, and he's got like super hearing and he
Yeah.
could like fight and do all this cool stuff, and then Homelander just like boom
Oh,
smacks
he
his
goes,
ears.
oh, that's cool. That's cool. So what if I were to, I don't know, what if I were to go like this? Burst his eardrums.
That was awful.
That was.
Do you know that's an actual move like you can do
Yeah.
to someone?
Because it disorients people.
Yeah.
You ever like lost your hearing for a second?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
you
gosh.
can like burst their eardrums apparently.
Yeah, and
Create
then
enough pressure.
Sheesh.
I'm confused who's funding the mission to take Kong there.
It's Apex.
I mean, they got like
It's
10
Simmons.
Navy ships.
No, it's Simmons though. He's a
I
billionaire.
mean, the government gets involved with private
2
things all the
aircraft
time.
carriers.
Jonah, did you know?
Yeah,
listen
that's
to
true.
my
It was, like,
synopsis?
it was like the entire Navy like armada going
Right.
out there.
I did, Tyler, and I couldn't stop
Eileen
laughing.
Andrew is recruited by Dr. Nathan Lind, who is recruited by Walter Simmons, who also, on a side recruitment, recruits his daughter for no purpose.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
It's
hated
all
that chick.
Simmons, baby.
That chick was just a massive slamp.
She
for
had
me.
nothing to do with the movie.
She was just so sassy, unnecessarily. That one scene
She
when
literally didn't
when
do
she
a single
first
thing.
arrives, and then she turns on. She's like, feel feel free to be impressed, and then she walks away, and I was like, shut up.
What she, like,
what?
can anybody recall a single thing that she did in this movie? Like anything at all?
She
She
was
sent
Did
that
she
little-
hand
she sent
somebody
that
like a
little
screwdriver
robot
at any
out.
point?
she was like an antagonist. So the end when they were in the what's it, Skull Earth, Empty Earth,
Hollow Earth.
Hollow
Hollow
Earth. I didn't get there
Hollow Earth.
eventually.
Skull.
There's a
Earth.
second Earth at the middle of the Earth, Jonah. It's called Hollow Earth. It makes sense.
So she was like the antagonist down there. They needed someone to like shoot a gun, so everyone
she
goes
didn't
crazy down
even
there.
really do anything to antagonize though, because that little robot didn't really piss Kong off. Kong was just kind of looking at it like, what are they doing to that?
No,
and then Godzilla just ruptures everything out of
No, but then
nowhere.
she points the gun at the kid and the lady, and then
Oh,
that's what
and that
sets
pissed
Kong
him off.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
that was her
That pissed
entire
him off.
purpose in this movie was to point a gun at them for no reason too. They didn't have to. They didn't have guns. They could have just been like, you could whine and complain all you want, but we're taking this and getting out of here.
Yeah.
Also, here's the slam. Why didn't the lady want? I don't know anyone's name in this movie, by the way.
Yeah,
And that's the mark of a bad movie when you don't remember
Yeah, I
anyone's
don't
name.
remember.
Monkey Whisperer. Why did she care? If Eileen. Thank you, Tyler.
Andrews.
Why did Eileen care if they were going to take a sample of it down there? Like, wasn't that their entire purpose of going down there?
Yeah, she went down. Like, she agreed to this.
And all, yeah,
on this, the whole mission was for that.
it doesn't hurt the Middle Earth, does it?
I don't think it's
Not Middle Earth. That's
I like Middle Earth. It's in the middle of the earth.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He always arrives precisely when he means to.
fools.
Tap or no tap?
Sorry?
Tap or no tap?
No
Is that a
tap.
lamp or a slamp for you?
I don't know.
I don't drink tap water, by the way.
I drink tap water. I think I exclusively drink tap water.
No, okay.
Why?
Hold on. So I
You're
drink
killing
water.
yourself, bud.
I drink filtered water out of the fridge. Is that tap water?
No, because it's
It's
filtered.
been filtered.
Because it's filtered. Okay, so
You got a
yeah,
Brita?
I
What
don't-
kind of Brita you got, bud?
No, it's not Brita. It's actually through the fridge itself. It has like a charcoal filter.
Fancy.
all over
Oh,
the place.
wow. Fancy. Huh?
Yeah,
Rich boy, huh?
That's the
Rich
upper,
boy,
that's
John.
the upper middle class for you there,
Fancy
folks.
boy, rich boy, John. I got water out of the refrigerator.
Again, I
I
just
had a Brita filter when I had my own apartment,
Yeah,
and I probably changed that filter
we're-
like twice.
We're dealing with a Brita filter right now. I think
It's
the last...
awful. I hate it.
It's
so much work.
It takes it is a lot of work.
Every
Every day you have to take the whole pitcher out, put it on the counter, fill it up with water at least like 3 times.
You
actually
gotta
fill the whole
wait
thing.
for it to filter too, and even like the amount that you can put in the top layer does not fill up the bottom layer,
Which is the design
you
flaw,
gotta keep
right?
on. Oh my gosh,
Design it in such a way where I fill up the top
hate
and it
it.
fills up the
it's
bottom.
the dumbest.
That's
thing.
why you just drink tap water.
I can't though. It doesn't. It just
That's
feels
fluoride,
wrong.
man. That's all fluoride.
I feel like it has like taste to it.
I feel like it
tastes
has like
good.
there's stuff in it though. There's like lead and stuff.
It doesn't kill
All
you, makes
sorts
you
of
stronger, Tyler.
Minerals and stuff.
No, it kills you slowly over time.
Aren't we
don't
all
know.
slowly dying over time?
I guess that's true, but I don't want to talk about it because it's podcast time. Let's not talk about real things. What else do I got? What else
got a
do
slam.
I
Got
got?
it. Oh,
Yeah. Who said that?
I did.
All right, Jonah, go ahead.
There's no way that monkey survives the attack against lizard in water when lizard swims and like can breathe underwater.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Can he breathe underwater, or does he just hold his breath a long time?
I think it's kind of like a whale. Whales don't breathe underwater, but
Yeah.
they just come up to the surface every once in a while.
But whales swim in water.
Yeah.
This is like an attack if a whale was attacking a cow. The whale would win.
I don't like that analogy because I don't feel like it's very accurate.
All right, fine. This is like if
It's not like anything.
cow,
It's a
one of the
giant
most
lizard
defenseless
monster
creatures out
attacking
there.
a giant monkey.
this is if a giant crocodile.
Stop trying to make it sound like something else.
Imagine if
This
a
is like if like
lion
a massive lizard attacked
has
a
the head of an
monkey
eagle.
in the middle of the ocean.
Well said, John. I couldn't put it any better myself.
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Also, is anyone surprised that Kong was going to lose this fight?
No.
Like the lizard has like what is
Just-
that lightning breath?
I'm happy that
Just
they
the fact that
least-
the lizard has atomic breath, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
I think that's enough to win.
Yeah,
it.
they
'Cause if he
Kong
lands-
put up a fight though.
Yeah.
Kong, he was crafty though. He
soon
was
as
really
crafty.
crafty.
As soon as he got that axe, I'm like, oh, okay, now let's get
Yeah,
now let's
when
get
he
it.
got
Don't
that
get
axe,
me-
I was like,
don't get me
Monkey
started on
X,
the axe.
Monkey X.
I liked Monkey X.
Monkey X.
So it had one of Godzilla's scales on it.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what that was?
yeah. That's what I'm pretty sure it was made out.
Oh, that
of.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
How did they get the scale? Who made the axe? Who
Well,
made,
they said
who made that King
they
Kong
said
statue
back in the
in
day
that
there
weird
was a
temple?
big like war between Godzilla's people and Kong's people.
Yeah, the Godzilla people used to live there, and like that was where the king lived.
That's like when they go into Hollow Earth, like that's Kong's like castle, pretty much.
I don't get it. I don't
There's a whole
understand.
deep
So there was
lore
just a
going
bunch
on.
of Kongs and a bunch of Godzillas, and they all lived
Probably.
on Hollow Earth.
Probably.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I like that.
I like it because it kind of like it gives it depth.
Then there's
At
only
least.
there's only one of each of them left.
There's only like
I would have liked if you went to Hollow Earth and there's like a lot of Kongs and Godzillas or something.
I would have liked
Something.
that too.
No,
Or
because
just a lot of Kongs.
the skull crawlers killed all of Kong's people. Remember?
Oh, it's a skull.
So they used to live in Hollow
crawlers.
Earth, and then they lived on Skull Island.
Yeah, I think I don't know how it worked. Anyway, let's just.
Another thing is in
move on,
Kong
let's
Skull
move on.
Island, they said that Skull Island itself was like
It was like
an
Hollow Earth
entry
on
and
the
exit
surface.
point
Right.
for the Hollow Earth.
Right.
But they had to take him all the way to Antarctica to get him into Hollow Earth.
It's probably quicker
Well,
to
they
go
mentioned
there.
that Skull Island was like destroyed by like natural disaster or something.
Oh,
So maybe there was some kind of an entrance to Hollow Earth,
maybe.
or maybe there wasn't.
All right, here.
Maybe they just made that up to have something interesting in this movie that really didn't work.
Didn't work at all.
Didn't work at all.
Here's a slam. Gotcha.
Well, you're beating me to it every step of the way.
How many I can't even.
How many?
We can't talk to them.
How many sailors died in that scene?
Dude, the entire Navy died there.
A full aircraft carrier went down.
Yeah.
And
How
I
did an aircraft carrier support the
about
weight
it,
of
guys.
both Godzilla and Kong?
Okay,
at the
that's
same
what
time?
I was thinking about.
The whole
doesn't
time that
seem
was
right.
happening.
No way, right?
I looked
And
at,
Godzilla's an idiot. They just turn off all the motors, and he's just like, all right.
and then he had
Oh,
that
lights
stare,
are off. Must be dead.
he had that stare down with Kong too.
Yeah.
Like that was random and just weird.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that all of a sudden, like, they're very humanistic. Because Godzilla especially is not humanistic. Kong? Maybe.
I
He's got
guess
some...
Yeah.
in a movie that's just about them fighting, though, they kind of have to bring a little more.
I'm
But, like,
their
they're the ones who
facial
made the
palette.
movie. So, like, if you have an idea for a movie, you better have some good ideas for that
That's
movie.
true. This is the MonsterVerse. They set this up.
Yeah, I'm fine with Kong having like personality and stuff like that, but Godzilla, like no.
Godzilla's a lizard. He's a lizard.
Lizard.
He's a lizard. Who's that?
That's Davy
Is that Barbosa?
Jones.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh,
kind of... Oh,
yeah,
yeah. That's
Davy-
little
I almost said Davy
Jones.
Crockett. A little bit of a difference there.
I got a lamp. The sound Godzilla makes when he's charging up, just like this, and it's kind of
I
crackly.
love it.
I like that.
All of Godzilla's
I do like
noises
that.
are like distinct.
Yeah, and like his scales light up. I like
I
that.
thought they made Kong's roar a little weird in this movie.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice either.
There was a few times, like, I wonder if, like, they messed up the sounds when he was fighting Godzilla, because some of his roars are very Godzilla-esque. While, like, in the other movies, they're very deep and, gorilla-like. This one, though, it was a little more high-pitched. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of
There
it.
was that one time when they were doing the stare down. He starts running at him and he goes,
Exactly like that, too.
kind of hurt my throat doing that.
Speaking of the sound, when they're in Hollow Earth, the music kind of sounds like Blade Runner music.
Yeah, I noticed that. Whoa, my voice is weird now. Oh, wait, here we go. We're normally out.
Ruined your voice.
Yeah, one day I'm going to make a sound so strange that
It's going to change everything
I'm going
forever.
to ruin my vocal cords.
Here's
forever.
a lamp,
Yeah.
Robot Godzilla.
Yeah,
I have the same-
Mechagodzilla.
I have the same lamp, but
That
mine-
was, dude, that thing was dope.
I did like it. I have the same lamp, but mine is Megatron because that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of the scene in the first the first Michael Bay Transformers when they have Megatron like frozen.
Oh, yeah.
It looked just like that.
Now, so the Mechagodzilla got its own conscience. Was that, what was that skull that they were using?
It was the skull of
Ghidorah?
Ghidorah.
Was that
which is the
Ghidorah in
three-headed
Mechagodzilla?
Yeah, it was like a ghost of it.
So the
Okay.
yeah, so remember he was the podcast guy. What was his name? Brian?
Bernie.
Bernie. Right, Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie. So yeah, they had one of the Ghidorah's skulls in the Mechagodzilla,
And they were using that to telepathically
and then the other
talk to
skull
him.
was back at the base, and that was their connection. But I mean, I guess what happened is it malfunctioned, and then the Ghidorah skull had some sentience in it.
I
and
guess
that took
so.
over. I was kind of unclear
because they
on
were
that.
using the DNA from the skull.
I was kind of
so I
unclear on
guess
all
like
that.
DNA. A lot of the because they talked about DNA a lot in this movie.
I was fine with it. I thought it was a. It didn't throw me
I
off
thought
too
it was
much.
cool. Yeah.
I liked how it looked, and I liked like the sounds it made and stuff. But it didn't. The one thing I didn't like is I feel like they didn't deal with scale very well in this movie. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you don't really have a sense of how big Kong is, or Godzilla, or Mechagodzilla.
I feel like it was almost shifting throughout the movie.
And like the way that they move, like nobody's moved. You know, like if something's really big, like it moves slowly because it has more wind resistance and everything. But like I feel like everybody was moving very quickly, and you kind of lost that sense of like, oh wow, like a building's falling down. Like I don't know, it just didn't look right to me.
Didn't do it for you.
Did you guys have that problem, or is it just me?
Just you.
I was just liking the fight scenes. I thought that
You liked it?
all the fight scenes were a lamp for me.
Yeah.
I thought they were dope.
What's a slamp though is just like why no one's evacuated earlier.
Yeah.
Like they have all this time to know.
How many people died in that city? How many people died in Hong Kong?
So many.
How many people died in this movie?
Thousands.
Millions.
Yeah, I think it's in the millions. It's got to be. Like Hong Kong's pretty populated, right?
Perhaps a billion.
I think Hong Kong has a population of like 8 million.
Oh wait, I get it. Hong Kong, King Kong. I get it. I get it. It's
Hong
very funny.
Kong,
7.5 million
I
people
get it.
live
I
in
get
King
it.
Kong.
Okay, all right. You got one. You got one over on us. I get it. What is this, Jonah? What is this thing?
It's a piggy bank.
Oh, it's really heavy.
Is there
It's
coins in it? Oh my gosh, that's heavy.
Hey, let's bust it open. We go to the mall. Buy new jackets.
I've been putting change in that thing for probably like 8 years, if not more.
You ever counted it?
No.
What's your plan?
Fill it up, I guess.
You know what the problem is? We probably couldn't even get matching jackets because John's too big.
John would have to find a jacket, and then we'd have to go and like. See
Yeah,
if they had
you
it.
would have to match me.
You would have to find the jacket.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
I'm too tall.
Do you have a problem finding jackets?
Actually, jackets not too bad.
Jackets are fine
They're starting to make jackets for people like me.
for a large man.
Yeah. Yeah, not fat. Not fat.
Not a
Just
fat
a big
man,
dude.
just a tall man.
Here's
Big dude.
Here's my final slam. That what takes down Megatron is pouring whiskey on a computer.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah.
it took.
I was kind of just really
Yeah.
For
That's what it was?
that big of a machine that costs that many billions of dollars, there is no other fail safe. It's just the one computer, and if you pour whiskey on it, then that computer fails. The whole machine fails. That's it.
I feel like as soon as the Mechagodzilla is on the move, itself would have its own dedicated uplink to the satellites that it's talking to.
Well, also, I'm thinking I thought that it was like
its own thing now.
the sentience of the Ghidorah skull is what is running this thing.
Yeah, it shouldn't
It's not,
connect it
it's
to
a
anything at
computer.
this point.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's not like the Mechagodzilla is getting its power from the satellites. It
Yeah.
wouldn't just power down. It would still be a thing running.
Also, I feel like it was a missed opportunity. The kid pours the whiskey, and then he didn't even say something like, "Oh, I guess the computer was a little thirsty.
Or like,
Give me something."
or like, I guess the computer's no tap. Like, call back to the
What?
Boo.
The computer is no tap.
Yeah, they talked about that already.
Imagine there was a sink in there with tap water and the kid uses tap
Ooh,
water.
okay, now I like
Okay.
that.
That would be
Boom!
good.
John just made this movie better.
Yeah.
You just made this movie better in
Also,
2 seconds.
how does this corporation have this massive mountain and pyramid structure in the
I
middle
don't
of Hong Kong?
I don't know.
Who are these people? Were they in the other movies?
Walter Simmons. No, Walter Simmons is not in the other movies.
That's what
he pops up just to make Mechagodzilla, and then Mechagodzilla kills him. So it's just like, we need this character. Now we don't need him anymore. Kill him. All right, good.
That's why I was so confused with
Tie
this
up loose
movie
ends.
that like I'm like, let me just go watch Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like something will be explained. Nope,
No.
just a little bit of the backstory of 11 and her dad.
Yeah.
But they don't really play an important part in this movie.
And
so.
like King Kong, like Kong Skull Island is basically just the skull crawlers. That's all you need to know.
yeah,
This whole thing we did, watching all the King Kong movies and watching Godzilla vs. Kong, the only one I truly liked was the 2005 Peter Jackson King Kong. And 1933 was good just because it was like the original.
For what it
one.
was.
For what it was.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Everything else,
I
garbage.
liked 2005. I liked Skull Island, and I liked this movie.
You liked Skull Island?
I liked Skull Island.
Come on.
The thing that I like about these like current movies is like they're really just leaning into big things, doing big mean things.
They give us what we want to see.
Yeah,
Like, we're watching
they're
this movie
focused on
for
the
one-
action, and they know what they're doing.
Hey John, you
Got
left
my
a water bottle over here. I think it's out in the front room.
I did. I definitely did.
What kind of a water bottle?
A metal one, aluminum probably.
Yep. Yep.
Aluminium?
Aluminium. Why do
Centrifugal?
British people say it like that?
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
just
how it's spelled?
pretentious.
Uncultured.
They're pretentious. Yeah, they're uncultured is what it is. They don't
do
understand
everything
that
so
us Americans talk
different.
big words good.
So different.
Aluminum, centrifugal force.
Should we get into the next segment?
And now
Whatever that
it's
is?
time for the new next segment. It's not really new. It's the second
gotta-
we're doing it. But it's a segment that we call Rearrange with Nicolas Cage, Ride on a Log Flume with Jeff Goldblum, or Take a Trip to Reykjavik with John Malkovich. This is a segment of the show where we take one character, one actor out of the movie, and we replace him with one of the three options, one of the three actors that I've given Jonah and Johnny in advance. So basically, because you watch movies and sometimes you're just like, oh, I wish that Wayne Knight was not in this role. I wish that it was Jason Alexander, And this is the time of the show where we can actually do that. So the three actors that I've taken this week, I've given to Jonah and Johnny are Jimmy Stewart, Steve Buscemi and Michael Clark Duncan. So they have to choose one of these three actors. They have to take one of the actors out of Godzilla vs. Kong and replace it with one of these three actors. Give me a brief explanation as to why you want to do this. I'm looking at Jonah scrambling, and I'm thinking that Jonah's not ready, so I'm going to ask John to go first.
Wait. This is Michael Clark
Duncan, yes.
I almost said Junior. For those...
Michael Clark Jr.
Wait, didn't this guy die?
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan
Oh, yeah, I see
is
that.
deceased.
Died.
So
Rest
this
in
is,
peace.
if you're on YouTube...
Hey, same height as you.
Whoa.
Whoa, you're the same height as Michael Clark Duncan?
Hell yeah, I am.
Dang, man.
So
That's how you know you're tall.
Those
And I'm single.
on the audio... Those on the audio only format, just so you know, I'm pulling it up on YouTube. I'm pulling it up, so if you're on YouTube, you could follow along with us and see who this actor is. Because if you just told me his name, I'd have no idea.
Right. You needed to look him up. Even though I sent you this ahead of time. Did you see that text, Jonah? Or
I saw a text and I'm like, okay.
so how does it work with you? I text you, and you see, oh, I got a text from Tyler, and then take it from there. What do you do?
And then it's kind of like in my brain, I think I register it like importance wise. I'm like, okay, like this could be like looked at later.
So
And then I forget to look at it
like
later.
a computer.
For me, I'll see like a text in the group chat.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing like homework or something, and I'll be like, okay, and just go back to my computer.
See, and I get a text from you guys, and I'm like, oh, my dear
what was that
friends.
video that you sent us the other day of those dudes like throwing each other on the ground?
that was an episode of Star Trek I was watching.
Was that Star Trek?
It was just so strange. It was like
because
this.
John and I are on Android phones, so
Right.
anytime a video is sent over text, it is just
Terrible
absolute
Is it really
crap.
grainy?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so bad. So
probably makes it
I
better,
just see
actually.
like pixels like throwing each other on the ground. They're like, "Come here, boy, you do it now," and I'm just like, "What is happening?"
So it's like, yeah, it was this episode of Star Trek where there's this like strange boy who comes aboard the Enterprise, and then like Captain Kirk is like trying to like teach him like, you know, how to be a man, and you know how to, you know, he's like a young boy, and like, you know, how do you be a man?
Okay.
So of course he takes him to the gym and he's like teaching him how to wrestle, I guess. So then he does this like weird like demonstration for him. He's like, so, you know, it's what's the actor's name?
Who?
Kirk?
Oh, William Shatner.
William Shatner. So he's doing his William Shatner thing. Oh, now check this out. And he tells one of the crewmen to come over. And he goes, all right, now, you know, go ahead and throw me. So then the crew member like throws William Shatner. And then he pops up and then he goes, see, that wasn't so bad, was it? Then he goes to the crew member and he goes, and now I'll throw him. And then he does a throw. And then he goes, all right, now it's your turn, boy. And I'm just like, what is happening?
Like, why?
What is this show?
Why is this a thing?
Star Trek is the weirdest show, by the way. Anyways, back to it. Johnny, go.
Steve, is it Buscemi? However you say
Dealer's
it.
choice.
Buscemi.
All right, I'll take Buscemi.
As the rich dude's daughter that doesn't really care. I think it would be a lot more of an entertaining antagonist if it was Steve Buscemi.
Is he still the daughter, or is he like a son, or like?
Oh, it
Just
is
an associate.
It is 2021. He could be the daughter if he wanted to. It's true.
So weird. I like it.
Yeah.
I also chose Buscemi.
I knew. As
say
soon as I
Buscemi.
saw the list, I was like, everyone's gonna choose Buscemi.
You can't pass up
Everybody.
Buscemi.
Oh, come on.
Buscemi's the man. I said Steve Buscemi as Nathan Lind, the doctor that Alexander Skarsgård played, because I'm like, Alexander Skarsgård, the handsomest, buffest, tallest man in the world, is a scientist? No. No, this won't do it all. Give me a Buscemi in the role.
Yep.
With his teeth, you know? He's got the teeth.
And his bug eyes.
And his bug eyes. You couldn't see him. What are you going to do? Go to Hollow Earth? Wait, sorry. It'd be more like, what are you going to do? Go to Hollow Earth? You know, that's Steve.
And bug out the eyes as you do it.
Sorry. So it's more like.
It looks so terrifying.
Jonah, please don't distract me. This is my process. What are you going to do? To go to Hollow Earth?
That's it.
And that's a role for Buscemi. Not Alexander Skarsgård. Skarsgård is, you know, he should be the rich guy.
All right, I have mine ready.
All right, what do you got, Joni?
James Stewart.
Yeah.
I won't pick Buscemi. James Stewart as a Josh Valentine,
Who's Valentine?
the kid.
I drink tap water.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Oh, I guess the computer was just a little bit thirsty. All right, I like it. I like it, Jonah.
Yep.
But is he still friends with Millie Bobby Brown?
Yes.
So he pulls up in a van. And he goes, "Well, I don't think he should be driving the van. I think I should.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I like it. I like it. Always Jonah with the zany ideas. Zany ideas.
That one's in reality.
Yeah, it's pretty zany.
John said.
No, it is pretty zany though.
All right, let's vote.
All right, let's vote. Jonah, you vote first.
No, Tyler. John, you vote first.
I gotta vote Jonah.
You don't think Buscemi should be the scientist?
I like Buscemi as my character that I chose.
Oh, well, that's not the way the game works, though.
I know, but
All right, Tyler. What's your pick?
I guess it would have to be John's because I am taking this game seriously, and I feel like you use it as a way to like be funny. And
Jonah, this podcast isn't for humor.
Yeah, what do you think? This is a funny podcast?
Come on.
All right, I will do a realistic one then and pick Tyler's.
And
That's
that's
it.
how we play Rearrange with Nicolas Cage, Ride on a Log Flume with Jeff Goldblum, or Take a Trip to Reykjavik with John Malkovich. 3 new names next week.
That didn't
Tune
rhyme.
in. What?
That didn't rhyme.
Wait, so
It rhymes.
why is it John Malkovich and we don't use John Malkovich every...
That's just the
We
name of the
didn't
game.
use
That's the name of the game. Is that a song?
we didn't use Jeff Goldblum.
We didn't use Goldblum.
Ooh, I saw there was an action figure Jeff Goldblum at Target the other day.
Yeah, we go to Target. We see a Jeff Goldblum
You
action
guys went
figure.
to Target when I
Yes.
go with you?
Well, you didn't come. So we see this dynamite Goldblum and also a Velociraptor, which I thought about getting. And then Jonah was like, "Should I get this and put it on the desk?" And I was like, "Yeah, you should absolutely do that. That'd be great." He didn't.
I don't
buy
see it.
He didn't buy it. He didn't.
I
pony
see
up.
that gum... What is that? Bubble...
What is that? Some kind of bubbled tape?
That he eats like an animal?
Yeah,
I would read
Jonah took a bite out of the bubble tape. You just like to subvert
You're an
expectations, don't
anarchist.
you? Yeah, you are you're just in it for for gasps, aren't you?
No, I enjoy eating it like that.
Can you guys think of a?
I do enjoy... Unironically, I do enjoy eating Kit Kats. Just...
break.
I don't
me
like breaking them off.
Does anybody actually break them off?
I guess most people do. Because I got like outcasted by my friends for a while when I just took a chunk.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
You know what I do? Dip it in peanut butter.
Okay, that actually kind of good, I guess. I was almost disgusted at first.
Hey, you know what I do with Twix bars? Dip it in peanut butter. You know what I do with any chocolate at all, no matter what it is? Dip it in peanut butter.
You know, this man also puts peanut butter on ice cream.
Yes.
And bacon bits.
And caramel.
And caramel.
You should have saw
No,
that.
it's not caramel. It's not caramel. It's honey.
Oh, God.
Listeners,
All
listen.
together in a giant pile.
Vanilla, like three
This
big
is why
scoops of vanilla ice
anytime
cream.
Tyler like recommends a
One
restaurant.
big scoop.
I'm like,
I
don't
have good
trust it.
taste.
You brought us to Buns.
I have
Buns was not good.
I have good taste in women. You didn't let me finish. My wife is of the highest quality of women. The biggest lips of
I love
any
you,
woman.
Iana.
The biggest lips of any woman in the
Jeez,
world.
Those lips are insane.
All right, so is that it? Moving on. Next segment,
I guess it's time to move on.
the trivia.
Trivia.
Let's do it.
This trivia's gonna be rough. I don't know anything about this movie.
I just decided I'm going to go really low energy for the rest of the podcast.
I watched 2 other Godzilla movies, so I'm gonna get this one mixed up for sure. So I'm screwed.
You guys know in like when like there's like a nuclear bomb attack or something, they have those horns like
Yes, I know that, Tyler.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Are those real?
Yeah.
Yeah. In
We
the
ha- like we have
in the
those?
Midwest, they use those as like storm sirens and stuff. Like if a
Didn't they have them
tornado's coming.
in Hawaii when that?
Oh yeah,
fake
when the
report went
whole Hawaii incident happened.
And then that guy was just like at a buffet.
What?
There was one.
there was that story. It was like a famous.
There was one
person.
guy. Was he? I don't think he was famous.
Oh, was he not famous? It was some dude.
Just
like
some
it was
guy at a
at one of those
buffet.
at one of the resorts, like in Waikiki. He was just. They were at the buffet and everything. Like everyone started panicking, and it was like, well, I'm gonna die. Might as well die happy and eating this food.
I love that.
I love that. I love
Meanwhile,
that too.
like people are like throwing their kids into storm drains and stuff, so
You know-
they might survive.
And this guy's just like, more chicken tenders, please.
I looked up once. I'm like, stories regarding that event. I'm like, no, there might be like some funny stuff, and it was all just really sad and depressing stories. Nothing funny,
Like
unfortunately.
old people dying of heart attacks and stuff.
Yeah,
'cause they
people
were,
like calling their loved ones, and, like talking to them for the last time what they think. I'm just like, it's not what I thought it was gonna be.
so sad.
All the
meanwhile,
men who are having affairs with their wives, calling their wives and be like, honey, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I've been messing up. Like,
meanwhile, the agency that's in charge of this thing, they're just chilling in their office.
Right.
They don't know what's going on. A half hour later, they're like, "Ooh, oopsie,
Wrong
we sent that
button."
out." What?
I can't believe that.
but
happened.
it's Hawaii, so they're all so chill. So they're
That's
just like,
true.
oh, man,
They're probably all
we should
wearing
tell
Hawaiian
everyone that it
shirts.
wasn't an emergency, but like, let's chill.
They're
Let's
just
wait
playing
30 minutes.
ukulele or something.
They're all drinking, coconut milk out of coconuts.
a bunch of rum. Man, I love Hawaii.
All right, let's go to trivia.
Huh?
Trivia.
What's
Sorry?
that?
Trivia.
Jonah,
Hey, darling.
now the rest of the podcast is whispers. And now it's time for Trivial Trivia. This is a segment of the show where I ask Jonah and Johnny 6 questions about the movies. I know the answers. Do they? Let's find out. What do they know? Do they know things? Let's find out. First question. What kind of action figure was Dr. Nathan Lind holding when he was first introduced? Bzz. Jonah.
What action figure?
He was holding an action figure, just like a little figure, a little...
Who is Dr. Lin?
Dr. Lin would be Alexander Skarsgård, the very handsome doctor who
Blonde
Okay.
dude.
who should have been Steve Buscemi.
He was holding a Godzilla action figure.
Do you really think he was holding a Godzilla action
I
figure?
mean, is that a far out guess?
I guess it's a realistic guess.
All right, that was my realistic.
It's an incorrect guess.
Okay.
John, do you want to wager a guess, or do you want to?
Too late. He has to guess
Too
now.
late.
Captain America?
Explain.
I don't know. I saw somewhere. Oh no, we talked about this in. Didn't we talk about this in the last podcast? That
I don't know, 'cause I don't know
all
what
of
you're
this-
referring to.
All of this is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I think Jonah said
They
something weird
confirmed
about
that it was in the Marvel universe somehow. So I was like, oh, maybe like I don't know, Captain America.
So like that's the tie-in. The fact that
yeah, exactly.
Alexander Lin is a
Yeah,
big fan of. Nathan Lin, not Alexander. I'm conflating the two names now. See what you're doing to me, Jonah?
Was it Captain Planet? Was it actually Captain?
It was
Planet?
Captain Planet. It was Captain Planet. No, it was an astronaut, just a generic astronaut. He was like kind of taking a nap in a chair. and he
Oh, I
had,
remember
like,
that now.
An astronaut, and I was like, "Why is he holding an astronaut?"
That's whack.
Never really explained. Whoa, what happened to all my notes? They're gone.
You just delete them all.
Oh no, did I? Whew. Nope. We're back. We're back. I think I just pressed the new note button.
That would ruin the podcast.
New note button. What floor did Madison, Josh, and Bernie go to?
Bzz.
Jonah.
They went to the basement of the Alamo.
It is a sub-level floor, but it is a specific number. I need that specific number.
4.
Are you sure you want to guess 4?
Yeah.
I guess a little bit higher, but
2?
no.
Don't give him
sorry,
more
lower
chances.
into the ground,
Don't give
but
him
a
more
higher.
chances.
I just feel bad because he never wins, and then he gets all upset.
I win.
And then John.
Sublevel 3-3.
John's got it.
Was that it?
Yep.
How did you know that? You knew I was going to ask.
No, I just they talked about it like 5 times as they were
You're right.
approaching it.
They did make a big
Yeah.
deal about it. Yeah. See, Jonah, you got to pay more attention. Do you? Okay, I bet I know
feel
what
like
you
Jonah
do.
pays attention to the most weird, minute
No,
details.
I know what Jonah does. Jonah puts on the movie, and he probably like also listens to a podcast and like tries to like interact with his wife all at the same time because he's like, I can do it. I can do all 3 things.
And
at
that
the same
podcast
time.
is at 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
I listen at double speed. Thank you very much. No, I'd sit down and like on Sunday night, I put this movie on. I sit there with my laptop. I chill. I watch the movie. I write notes.
You write notes on your laptop?
Yeah. Well, I hate
Just do phone like the rest of us.
it's so much easier to type. You don't have to look at when you're typing on a computer.
Okay, only if you know how to type.
I'm imagining
Check
Jonah,
your
when
privilege,
Jonah
Jonah.
hasn't looked at his laptop screen the entire movie. He looks down and it's just a bunch of gibberish that
I
he
mean, that's-
deciphers.
That's why my notes are so.
It's just Kong is monkey, Kong is monkey, Kong is monkey, Kong is monkey.
No, what I do is sometimes I'll pay attention to like details because I'm like, oh yeah, Tyler's going to be asking questions. Let me like pay attention to that. And then the majority of the other times I don't. Like I forget to like pay attention to details like that.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start doing is watching the movie and then watching it a second time to like take notes because I just feel like I miss out on the movie trying to.
A lot of movies I want to just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like as I watch it the first time around. Yeah. Like this movie, I didn't write a whole lot of notes on it because I was just like, oh, I'm having fun.
You were digging it.
Yeah.
Next question. Where was the Hollow Earth launch station? Jonah.
Antarctica.
Antarctica is correct.
Hey!
Jonah has 1 point. Johnny has 1 point. 1-1. 3 more questions. The game is any man's
3 more.
at this point.
Dang, we're doing a lot today.
Yeah.
No, we always do 6.
Is it always 6?
It doesn't seem like that.
It's always 6.
I don't know.
I think we always do 3.
Every week it's 6. I promise you.
I don't believe it.
What did Kong retrieve that axe out of? Jonah.
The ground.
No.
Zzz.
Johnny.
Some sort of skeletal structure, like a skull.
What kind of skull, bud?
It looked kind of lizardy. Was
You
it?
think it
Was
was
it a
lizard?
skull crawler? I'm gonna go with.
Hey. Objection. Leading.
Overruled. Am I the judge? I don't. Seems unfair that I would be the judge.
Yeah. I
It
don't
was
know.
definitely
need
a
Holly
skull.
to be the
It was a
judge?
skull.
Don't give it to him.
I kind of he's right. It's from a skull.
I was right. The skull was on the ground.
Oh my gosh!
You know, the
You
skull
didn't
was not
retrieve
on
it
the ground.
from the ground, though. You retrieved
It's
it from the skull.
I'll give it to John.
What were you
I
looking
think it was
for?
I think it was monkey skull. I
That
thought it
was
monkey
not
skull.
a monkey skull. That was not a monkey skull
Was
at
it
all.
lizard skull?
It was a lizard structure.
I'll come clean. I fell asleep. I was like dozing off because I just like was not intrigued into this movie. I was like kind of dozing off, then I'd wake up and I'd see a little bit, and I'd doze off and see a little bit. So I remember like the next day I like rewatched the last bit of it, but I think I still missed a little bit of him going to Hollow Earth. So I remember he retrieved it from a
The
skull. I
whole
don't
Hollow
remember.
Earth segment was a little. I felt like the pacing was a little off.
Yeah.
Things were weird.
Did you at least like the weird big birds?
Oh
Big
yeah,
birds?
they came out of nowhere.
Did you like that?
I did enjoy that.
Thought they were bats, but turns out they're birds.
Yep.
Did you like that?
Yeah. It was kind of a callback to the old movies.
It's fair.
It looks like the skull of a. I
Show us.
can't right now.
You can't or you won't.
Why
But
didn't you look it up on the computer that we can all see?
because then I show it, and then I don't know how that works with showing movies on YouTube. A clip from a movie, probably.
Copyright infringement, I think.
Yeah, something along those
Alexander
lines.
Skarsgård comes to your house, knock, 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 and he gives you a big punch in the face. It says, cut it
That's
out.
how
knock it
copyright
off.
laws work too.
And it's always Skarsgård.
All right, what's the next
It's
question?
always Skarsgård. So John has 2 points now, but there's 2 more questions. Jonah, you can still win this. How many fingers Mechagodzilla has?
Bzz.
Jonah?
He had Mechagodzilla, the robot Godzilla, had 10 fingers on both hands, like on 10 fingers total.
Like 5 fingers?
5 fingers on each hand.
No.
Why didn't you lead me on like that?
Zzz. I'm gonna go with 6 fingers in total, 3 on each hand.
What?
I don't know.
3 fingers would have looked cooler. It was 4.
It was a 4?
He had 4 fingies.
8 on each hand.
But it was like a
8 total.
8 on each hand.
8.
Yeah,
The way you said that, you were like 10 fingers. He had 10 fingers. Like 10 on each hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like 5. Say 5.
Well,
No,
I
he
never
had
know
4.
with
He
you
had
how
4.
like if I say 5 and you're gonna say no, you had
I feel
10.
like you just think too much about it. Like, I'll give it to you.
Okay, give it to me.
No, he's
No,
not.
I
He's
can't
not
give.
gonna
I can't
it
give
to
this one to you.
No.
Our next question.
And now's the
All
one.
right.
You either tie it up or I win.
Tie it up or John wins, Joni. Which monster was the coolest one?
Bzz.
Jonah, think about it.
The coolest monster in this movie was Robot Godzilla.
All right, just for suspense, John.
Zzz. It's the monster of humanity.
It's not your answer. It's Robot Godzilla.
No, the coolest one was the monster of humanity because the true monster was the rich guy.
It was.
And his little weird
We are
pilot,
the apex
and
predator.
his weird pilot guy, like, we'll just build a machine to kill the monsters. We're the real monsters. Yea, do not let him breathe in great numbers, for he will kill his brother to possess his brother's land. Remember that, Jonah, from the Planet of the Apes movie?
No, I don't. Ooh, I like the Planet of the Apes movies, though. We should watch those.
We have to wait till next March. Next Monkey March, we'll do all the Planet of the Apes.
We should only do movies related to monkeys on this podcast.
Ooh. I feel like
we're real specific.
We'd run out of
definitely
movies.
sustainable.
We'd run out of movies pretty quick, though.
Do you think so?
How many monkey podcasts?
There's probably no monkey podcast.
There's probably no monkey podcasts. There's even fewer monkey movies. Well, I mean, what do we got? Godzilla, which we already did, or not Godzilla. King Kong, which
Planet of the Apes.
we already did. Planet of the Apes. There's, that's kind of a rich.
George of the Jungle. Curious George.
Congo Joe, is that one?
Probably.
Joe Congo, something
right.
like that.
Is that
Mighty
the last?
Joe Young.
Yeah, that's it.
Mighty Joe Young. What did you just say?
George of the
Curious
Jungle.
George.
George of the Jungle. That's not really a monkey movie, though, is it?
But it has monkeys in it.
So any movie that has monkeys in it?
Yeah.
You guys
we
are,
can do
I keep
Pirates of the
saying
Caribbean.
Curious George as well. You guys are overlooking Curious George. There's a
not
whole
a movie.
series.
But it's not a movie. It's a
Isn't
book.
there a Curious George movies? There's no Curious
Actually, I think there might be a movie, Curious George.
No, you guys are both dead
sure
wrong. There was a book. Alan, he had the yellow hat.
We could do Aladdin. There's a monkey in that one.
A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Yeah, a weird
That's
threat
a
that he gives
weird. That's
Jasmine.
a weird.
Don't you
moment.
dare close your eyes, he says to Jasmine.
Yeah, it looks like there's a movie, 2006, Curious George.
Okay, well, let's not get too far into this.
Let's get deeper.
No, let's go ahead and rate this movie. Let's rate this movie. I'll start us out. This movie is what I thought it was going to be. I guess like the problem lies with me because I always like the dramas and the ones that kind of not suspend.
If it doesn't have Daniel Day-Lewis in it, you don't care. For
See,
it.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
and John's right. I mean, just put Daniel Day-Lewis and say, come on, monkey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get me? Let's tussle.
Ooh, a Curious George movie with Daniel Day-Lewis. The guy in the
As
yellow
the
hat.
man with the yellow hat.
Yeah.
I like it. Who plays George the monkey?
Andy
Stevie
Serkis,
Buscemi.
of course.
Andy Serkis, of course.
How?
I would watch that.
Right?
That'd be the weirdest movie.
Like super serious, like R-rated.
Did you guys notice that Monkey moved more like Monkey in this movie than in Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, you're right. He was less bipedal.
Who
Yeah.
played
He
the motion capture for that?
I think it was Toby Kebbell.
Again?
Yeah, because I think he did Kong Skull Island also.
Oh.
Why can't they just tell me? Why is that so complicated to find something?
hidden-
Finish giving your rating,
Secret.
Tyler.
So this for what this movie is, and it said it is this. I don't know. I'll give it like 227.75.
Bad, not
What's your score?
bad.
227.75.
227. Jeez.
I like it.
Just because it's called Godzilla vs Kong, and it was Godzilla vs Kong plus Megatron Godzilla.
We're not doing any fractions of it.
I can do whatever I want, or I will
This is
walk
his
away.
rating, Jonah. This is his rating.
Is it still sunny outside?
It is.
Whoa, this is
not
very-
really.
It's
It's
like
kinda-
on the cusp of
Whoa,
twilight.
John, look how bendy this is.
Do it one more time.
Okay.
Do two of them. Do two of them.
Don't break my blinds.
I'm gonna give it a 250.
250.
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
250.
Would you watch it again?
I would.
I would watch this
I like
movie
the
again.
action in it. I liked it.
Really?
So, Tyler, I'm surprised you gave this movie 227 because I feel like I liked it more than you did, but I don't want to give it that high of a score.
Maybe you're right. I'll give it 27.
Stop.
I'm gonna rate this movie. I would watch it again. It wasn't like anything great, but it was
Yeah,
good
it
for what
wasn't
it
anything
was.
special, but I had a good time.
I'm gonna
watching
give it a just solid 200.
Would you watch it every day, Jonah?
No.
Okay, then you don't really like it. Give it a low score.
The average for this movie is 225.6.
It's too high.
Like I said, I won't do fractions, but then
Can I drop my
included it.
score? Can I drop my score? Can I drop my
Nope,
score?
too late.
Do we allow that?
Nope. We never have. We never will.
Have we never allowed it?
I think we've done it before.
Can I drop my score?
He's just trying to tank it. He's just trying.
What do you want to drop your
destroy
score to?
I want to drop it down to like 173.75.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You're supposed to say, but watch stuff, counselor.
175.3.
Close enough.
I don't remember what you said.
Clearly.
John, what was your score?
250.
All right, so let's add all those up. Divided by 3. 208.
Still not bad. Still not bad.
That's a good score.
I can live
That's
with
like
that.
a
I can live with
C.
that. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's not telling me who this is. It's so long. Oh, animation supervisor. Nope.
Are you trying to find out if Toby Kebbell
He's
played
still
Kong?
on it.
Yep.
He's still
I
on
feel like
it.
you should just drop it, bud.
Yep. That's it. All right, everyone. That's the that is the podcast. That is the YouTube video.
Yeah.
If you watched all the way on YouTube and you aren't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe because it helps out our channel, helps us grow, and produce the great content that we have here. If that's what we're going to call it, great
I
content.
think it is.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough content.
Not bad.
Also, like the video. If you're listening to this, make sure to head over to YouTube and just subscribe to us so it just helps us out. You could also go subscribe on Patreon, like we mentioned before. $2 a month gets you a lot of great content. Check us out on social media, just pretty much everywhere at Flickfaced. And I think that's it for this podcast. John, do you have anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Tyler, anything else to add for this podcast?